Welcome back to the Preneur Life. Today we're going to be talking about how to build your financial home, how to make sure that your lifestyle goals for you and your family are achieved. Let's get right into it. Welcome back, Preneurs. I'm excited about this conversation with you because today we're going to be talking about how to build a home. And I'm not talking about a brick or mortar type of home with wood or anything like that. I'm talking about your financial home, especially coming into this new year. So let's kind of break it down with some things we're going to be talking about here. I'll be talking about investing for your future and why that's so important and where that goes placement on and getting your home. I'll be talking about lifestyle goals. Where does that go? And also your foundation, okay, which is your financial foundation to be exact. So let's kind of break that down. And I also have 5 things that I want you to really be thinking about towards the end, so stick with me. All right, first one, let's talk about investing for your future. And look at this beautiful drawing right here, which is your roof right here. And a part of your roof when you're building your financial home, number one thing you need to be thinking about is your retirement fund. What is your retirement fund? Is it listed out right now? Is it actually, are you contributing to it the way that you want to be contributed to? Is it projected the way you want it to be contributed to? That's something I 100% I think you need to look at right now, because that is a part of your roof to make sure your financial home is protected. Number 2 on this one is investing in property. Okay, so one of the biggest things that you can invest in is always going to be property, because if I'm not mistaken, someone's always going to have to live somewhere. So if you want a sound investment for yourself, you want to look at property for yourself in regards to your roof and when you start building your financial home, because that's a long-term play that will always be able to pay you dividends. Another one is a share portfolio. So like, what is your portfolio right now? Do you have some stocks? Do you have some bonds? Maybe you have some crypto, maybe you have some NFTs or other things along those lines as well. What do you have right now as paper assets that can help you when you start building again your roof when it comes to building your financial home? I want you to be thinking about that. Then let's kind of go into something else, lifestyle goals. Okay, so when you start really thinking about lifestyle goals, this is when you get to dream a little bit. Like, you get to literally be the architect of what you want to create, which again is hence your financial home, right? So you're building what? Maybe you want to have a home right now. Maybe you want to pay down your mortgage. Maybe that's a lifestyle goal for you. You don't want to have a mortgage. Once you want to drop your 30 to a 15 or even faster. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe that's something you want to do. You haven't been able to do it the way you want to do it. Well, what are you doing right now to put money aside to make sure that you can travel, not just domestically, but internationally? Another big one might be for you is working. And when I say working optional, all right, that might be a lifestyle goal for you. Do you have the choice to be able to go to work? Not because you have to go to work because you're still dependent on the paycheck that work gives you. That might be a lifestyle goal for you. So what are you doing right now to set yourself up, to position yourself for that? Maybe it's a new car. You know, maybe it's a new year, new you, new car, new smell. You know, so, and for some of you, you might say, look, I don't even want to drive my car. I want to be in a position where I can have a driver drive me everywhere. I remember one of my family members come to me and he said, hey, Curtis, you never want to get in trouble in life? And especially in the car, you never want to get in trouble? Just have a driver. I was like, he said, you never want to get pulled over? You never get in trouble? Have a driver. I was like, man, that's a lifestyle goal, right? I'm not saying I'm going to get in trouble in the car or anything like that, but having a driver take me places, that would be nice, right? That's a lifestyle goal. That might be one of yours. Another one is health and fitness. You know, what is your health? What is your plan? What's your fitness? How do you want to look? Because if I'm not mistaken, you want to get one of these bodies. You know, me and my wife always joke around. We say, man, can I trade this back in? Like, can I trade this knee in? Can I trade this hip in like we could do with cars and everything else? I would love to do that. So take care of your health. Take care of your fitness, because you could control that. But what is your goals for yourself when it comes to your lifestyle? What do you want to look like? How about this one? Starting what? Or growing a family. If you don't have a family yet, maybe you have an idea what your family is going to look like. You know, the cool thing about when you're setting up your financial home, you can decide, man, you know, what do I really want? Do I want 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids? You know, for myself, I have 3 kids. Got 1 on the way. I'm just like, I got to change all my vehicles and everything else. I'm like, oh gosh, we're growing a family. You know, that's our part of our lifestyle goal. Maybe for you, starting or growing, whatever one you're at, make sure you're thinking about it for yourself, because it does have to do with a lot of money at the same point. Another one is maybe you want to go on a boat. Maybe you want to own a boat. Maybe you want to own a yacht, we call it, right? Or a yacht, depending on how you are able to pronounce it. Those are all lifestyle goals, because maybe you like the water, right? Maybe you say, you know what? I'm tired of all this stuff with COVID. You know, I'm tired of the Delta variant, the C19, the Omarion one. They got all these different ones they keep creating, right? Hence, Maybe you said, you know what, I don't want to fly commercial anymore. All these things, I had to wear the mask the whole time, my ears hurting, someone's coughing to me on the right side, I got baby crying on the left side, it takes forever for me to do luggage. I want to fly private. Maybe that's a lifestyle goal for you, right? So these are different things that you could be thinking about and setting up in your financial home right now. Another one I want you to think about is your foundation of your home. Okay, when I start talking about your financial foundation, these are very, very important because this is what upholds the whole home. Okay, so let's kind of break some of these things down. Number one is budgeting. Okay, so what is your budget? Okay, if you don't ever track something, you can never measure it. If you don't measure it, you can never grow it effectively. So budget and your spending plan. You know how many people I sit down with, because I own a financial firm, and we sit down with people all the time, prospects and clients, and I ask them, I said, so tell me about your fixed expenses. Tell me what you're spending. And most people don't know where the money's going out, when it's coming in. They have no clue of it because they're not tracking it. Something you need to track, just like your credit, you need to track all that. So what is your budget right now? And then also, what is your spending plan? I think it's very important to understand what you are allowed to spend on and what you're not supposed to spend on a monthly or weekly basis. But you got to have that scheduled out for yourself. Another one's the emergency fund. How's your emergency fund looking right now? If something really did happen, I'm talking almost like Armageddon status. Do you have funds ready for that emergency fund? What if you lose all your savings? That's another one I'm gonna talk about. Do you have an emergency fund for the worst of worst times? I'm talking about the fund that you're not supposed to know about. That's the kind of fund that you need to have. All right, another one is a savings one. Okay, so what is your savings? Every time you make $1, how much are you putting towards what? Savings for yourself, because as we all know, rainy days can happen. If I'm not mistaken, no one expected COVID to happen. No one expected pandemics to happen. No one expected any of this stuff to happen. But those that were prepared with savings and emergency funds was able to last a little longer. So one of the things I want you to think about moving forward is, as we all know, things can happen out of nowhere. We're going through what we just went through. Make sure you have some savings, okay? Another one is health insurance. This one's a big one right now, right? Because one thing that's always going to keep happening is people are going to get sick, injured, or terminal ill, unfortunately. So what is your health insurance? Make sure you at least have something where if that ever does happen to you, that you're able to make sure that you can go see a doctor or be able to make sure you're getting checked out the proper way. Another one's life insurance. This is a major one when you start talking about your foundation of your financial goals. Why? Because if I'm not mistaken, 100% of everyone's going to pass away unless you're immortal or on some type of Moses diet or something that we don't know about. If so, let us know, please. But if not, make sure that you have something for you and your family already set as an estate. And that kind of brings me down to what? Wills and trust. Have everything already spelled out. Those that are prepared for everything is already planning out what's going to happen, so they're not worried about any of their homes being destructed if an emergency ever happens. This is how you build your financial home. I highly recommend that you take a screenshot of this. If you're watching this, write it down. Go and look and say, you know what do I need to do to specifically make sure that all these different realms are taken care of the right way? And here's 5 things I want you to think about as you are building your financial home right now. Number 1, you need to prioritize. Prioritize. What I mean prioritize, like which of these in my financial foundation are the most important, all the way down to the last one. Prioritize over the lifestyle goals. Which one is the most important, all the way to the last one, all the way down to investing for your future. Prioritize. Okay, so then you can go and do what's next is have a specific plan so you're prepared. Okay, so have a plan to be able to make sure all these are accomplished, and have a due date when you want those things accomplished. When do you want the new car? When do you want to start the family? When do you want to start having to be able to fly private? You want to understand when those due dates are for you and your family, so that you can make sure that you are able to move with urgency. Number 3 is position. Who needs to be hired in different positions to make sure these things are accomplished? Maybe you don't know how to set up your will and trust. Maybe you need to go talk to an attorney. Maybe you don't know how to set up your life insurance policy. Maybe you need to talk to an insurance agent. Maybe you need to set up your health insurance. Maybe you need to talk to someone that's a financial advisor or someone that's a financial consultant to help you with your savings, your budget, with your credit, whatever those things are. Who in the position, if you're not the one that's really good at this at the moment, if you don't have these things already in place, that can help you make sure they are taken care of. Number 4 is pay for it. All right, make sure you have the funds, that you're working effectively so that you can make sure you are paying for all these positions and paying for these plans so they can be accomplished. And if you do this 1 through 4, what's going to happen is you're going to have peace. That's what number 5 is. You have a peace of mind knowing that when you put your head on the pillow at night, that your financial home is taken care of. And that's gonna keep growing and growing and growing. It come from a single family home to, then it'll go to a little bit bigger, to a mansion, then become a compound, and then eventually become a hotel. And that's what you want it to become, right? So hopefully this video is able to help you, if you're watching, to build your financial home so that you can achieve your goals going into your new year and the years beyond as well. Go in and tag another entrepreneur, another family member, or a friend, or an associate, or someone that just wants to get better financially for themselves. Go ahead and like and share if any of this video made any sense for you to anyone else that can benefit for, and we'll see you on the next video, guys.